Sound check, sound check. Sound check, sound check. Just let me know, guys, if you can hear my voice with no problems. I'm gonna post the stream link to Instagram. Can you guys hear my voice? Just let me know if everything is sounding proper. Meanwhile, I'm just sending Instagram story. You can hear me? Okay, that's perfect, guys. How was your week? How was your month? Was it productive? Just let me know. We got a lot of demos as usual. Let's wait, I don't know, 30 more seconds, then we can start. Hey Sparkle, how are you, brother? Long time no see, man. You said hello, Abi, but it's translated to hello, dad. Come on. The YouTube translation is pretty annoying, right? You cannot turn it off, you know. It's just auto-correcting everything by itself, and it's super annoying, man. Really good, mate. Got 3 new collab, close to finish. I'm about 50% done. Perfect, bro. 3 collabs. It's a lot, you know. Working several tracks at the same time, I think it's better for your mindset. When I just work on only one track, you know, I can burn out easily. But if there are several tracks that I work at the same time, when I bore in some of them, I can jump to another one. Yeah. Yeah, guys, if anyone knows how can I turn off this auto translation feature from YouTube, just let me know. It's super annoying. Yeah, it's just translating everything bytes. Dude, what is the longest you spent on a track of you? You know, for me, I had a track 100 hours, which is not even released, you know. Couple years ago, you know, maybe 5 years ago, maybe 6, I don't know, maybe 7. Yeah, when I first started releasing music, I was extremely obsessed because I didn't know much stuff. The YouTube wasn't that good. There wasn't much content. I was trying to figure out things myself, and it was taking a lot of time. And eventually I was failing to release anything, but I was working on a track for 100 hours. When I start, you know, spending not more than 10 hours a track, I start to make good mixes, you know. Yeah, and for writer's block, I got it a lot. I used to get it a lot. I was just, you know, doing whatever I like, playing video games, going out, chilling with friends, if you have any. And then eventually writer's block go away. But you cannot push yourself if you are in the writings block, you know. It's not pushable. Okay, let's start the first track from Dex Beats. Let's go. Overall, again, like a super nice hybrid track with I can hear a couple of genres at the same time, and it sounds super old school, which I really enjoy the sounds. I think there are a lot of criticism, I would say, on the mixing side and some of the sounds. I'm gonna get to that. Mostly, the first of all, I think we need some like a breakdown, because like it's always like a drop, and it's always kick bass, full power, sometimes kick and bass, getting some low cut, but then we always there's a driven is going on, drive going on. I would 8 bar, 16 bar, 32 bars, depending on the situation, have a long gap, a silence. I will introduce some pads, some melodies, some arpeggios, and then I will just start dropping again. Currently, it's nice, it's full of energy, but absence of a proper breakdown, I think, taking away so much, impact and power from the drops. That's my first fix. That will be my first fix to this track, because intro part is super nice, but then we instantly get this, and then
I shall never be forsaken.
we still have kick, we still have same in the build up, we still have the kick, and we have the drop, still the kick bass. Like 5 minutes of kick and bass, I think it's overkill. You definitely need some breakdown, you definitely need some bridge, to introduce some melodies, just make them slow a little bit, and then just impact again. That's what I will do. Besides that, in my opinion, we were also talking with Dexpit or email, and he is improving a lot. But still, the same thing, bro. Same thing, I would say. Just push a little bit more from your final limiter maximizer. I think you still have some room to boost the track, couple dBs. When I check the RM, I can say it's like -14. I will push it to -8 at least, 7, -6 LUFS, RMS, that would be better. And I realized there is a little bit gap from the sub and the bass frequency. We can check it with spectrum analyzer. That's the low end. And till the mid frequencies, we got just one hill in here, a fundamental from the bass, but there are a lot of gaps in here. So I would make sure to fill those frequencies with bass. Maybe EQ, maybe saturation, maybe another layer. Maybe no need for another layer, but just for saturation. So make sure to have a more full upper bass and lower mid frequencies. That will give some warmth to the track. I like the top kick, punch kick, it's nice. But the sub of the kick, I will boost a little bit, 40-50 hertz. It could be more, pumpy. Rest is very nice, and maybe some of the sounds needs more tweaking. The high sound, I think it's fighting with many elements. I will push it a little bit back. And in here, ba-ba-bop, there's some sound. Also, I will just put a little bit low cut, so maybe deep on the mid frequencies to, again, every sound should respect each other's space. That will be my feedback for this, but again, very nice track. The trance vibe is so nice, the bass line is rolling, it's driving, we got nice melodies. Just little extra touch is required, in my opinion. So Loudwave, brother, for saturation, if you are using FL Studio, you can use Distractor, Fruity Blood Overdrive, or just Wave Shaper. And for paid plugins, there are hundreds of Saturn, Decapitator, Camel Crusher for a free one, Novel Tech Character, DST, which I'm using mostly. It depends on the track. Let's go Grace by Go Wild.
It ain't about what I did, it's about what he did. Pay the price on the cross where every man on it and key. Look at the scars, man, that's where the victory is. Listen.
Nice positive vibes. I love it from the beginning.
He took the nails, he took the blame. He beat the grave, he brought the chain. Now I'm running the race and I'm shot
Dude, this time you use the proper vocal. Is it AI? It's very nice, bro. Very nice vibes. I don't know how you make it, maybe Suno or something like that, but it sounds good. You know, it doesn't sound AI to me. It sounds nice. You have a nice mixing on the vocals as well. So the kick is too loud. You know, again from the waveform, just check how much sub you have. This is the kick, and your bass is too silent. You know. Yeah, Suno and Udemy. That's the way, bro. That's how I use it as well. If I'm gonna use some vocals from Suno. Regarding the feedback, just boost more bass, lower the kick. Kick is too clicky and too upfront, you know. Just push the kick back, give more bass to the track, and you got a nice foundation. But the thing is, you don't have ear candies, you don't have melodies, you don't have a proper arrangement currently. I think this is like a demo, you know, it's like a 1 minute and 50 seconds currently. You know, sometimes stop the vocal, build some melody, maybe some rave melodies because you have a nice bounce track going on right now. Yeah, like what I would say, more ear candies, a melody, and a proper arrangement. You need a breakdown, you know, you need 2 drops, obviously, and tons of ear candy, acid shots, synth shots, whatever you can find. But the direction is very nice, you know. Maybe in the next feedback stream, you can show me the finished version of this one. And I think this is a proper Christian bounce techno, you know. I like it, bro. Thanks for sending this one. Very nice. But make sure to finish the arrangement. Currently, the arrangement is not finished. Okay. More demos. Let's pick.
It's me. I know we haven't spoken in a while and things have been weird. I just wanted to let you know that I miss you. I still think about you a lot. Do you think about me? I just wanted to let you know that I miss you. Do you think about me?
dude, overall, the Will Sparks vibes, everything sounds very nice. I like the arrangement. The thing is, the breakdown synths, I think they are off key. It feels like the track goes, this breakdown is from another track. Like from some more EDM track. But this one was like more like Melbourne style of big room techno, And I think I will work on this. I will change it. First, check the key. If this breakdown is off key, make sure to fit it to key. But I will also change the melodies, change the synth. It goes super positive, like a EDM breakdown, but the track is super dark, Maybe that's something you should focus on. Other than that, I think kick is again too loud, or maybe the bass is too silent. I will boost the bass and give more volume to it. And for the drop synth, I think you can check this one. The track was a little bit similar to what I released in terms of drop synth. Maybe you can get some inspiration from it. The synth needs to have a little bit more variation, It's like always have a one shot, but maybe you can put some pitch automations, You can try to make some synth work, just like we did in this track.
A dream.
So it's like on dun 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 dun. It's always drifting in pitch. We made it with manual automations for one-shot sample. I think you can try to create some similar vibe with this, because I think it's pretty much similar direction. Yeah, and again, boost the bass, bro. You still have some room. Overall, nice track. I really enjoyed this. Just work on breakdown and the synth variation. That's super important and super promising track in my opinion. And the vibe is very nice. The dark vibes, that's what I would like. Thanks for sending this one. Dude, overall very nice, man. Like how you process the vocals, I think you blend it very nice. This is kind of overused vocal, but I think with this distortion and effect, it sounds very nice. I think it's a little bit lacking of upper mid frequencies. Maybe you can boost a little bit 4K from the vocals to make it a little bit more presence. And I like the drop. You vocal and kick, it's very nice, and you have a build up in here, and you smash the big drop. It's very nice. The main synth, I will compress it more with OTT or something. In the gaps, I will automate reverse reverbs. So this can like bam, 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 bam. It's like, could be much more pumpy, much more in your face. Currently it's good, but I would compress it a lot of. Also this kick switch is perfect. Nice, nice, very nice. Also breakdown is good, but the thing is after breakdown the second drop starts to you don't have, you should have a fake drop. You should have a gap and then, then maybe vocal, then vocal and a fill and the second drop. If you can make the second drop with a fake drop, a longer pre-drop part, give some more gap, it will be amazing. Currently, it's just too rushed to the second drop, and you are kind of, not taking the opportunity to make a big drop, but, it's like... It's too flat, it's too predictable. You should have a gap there, and then impact the second drop after the gap. You can check Ollie James tracks, maybe my latest tracks for this type of arrangement trick, that kind of fake drop. And overall very nice, bro. The mixing is also very nice. The kick, bass, everything, I love it. This will be a nice one from your end. And again, super happy to see the progress of you. Welcome, Yellow. Welcome, brother. How it's going, bro?
We go straight to Berlin and Amsterdam. Then we do it all again and we raise our hands. We go straight to Berlin and then Amsterdam, where the night don't stop and we raise our hands.
Man, overall nice. I like the arrangement. It's like super fresh, drop, breakdown, drop. Sounds very nice. It's a fast-paced track. I like how it goes. I think the bass needs work. And, currently, again, this is how your kick and bass looks like. And as you see, you don't have any bass on the track. I can hear the sub, not here, but I can feel the sub. There's some low end, yes, exist, but there's no bass. I can't hear anything in these frequencies. If you compare this track with a similar track, you will see that they have this sub, and then afterwards, as not as loud as the sub, but in some portion you will see the bass frequencies there, the fundamentals there. But in your case, the fundamental is like extremely silent, and I can't hear it. And if you play this track on I don't know, phone speaker or a small speaker, you won't hear any bass. I promise you. You will just hear the click of the kick, but you won't hear a bass. So solution is, if you are high cutting your sub, your bass, just don't do it. Give more low frequencies, at least till 300 hertz and 250, something like that. Make sure you have second harmonic almost as loud as the sub, and then you will have much more full bass line. So I will work on the bass. So for the drop lead, I think the drop lead are sidechained too much. That's why it's like pumping a lot. So maybe less sidechain, less mix on them, and maybe don't cut it too much. I think it's too much low cut. You see, like, we don't have much of this area. For your lead, you must have 200s to 1K. This area must be full, And currently you don't have anything there. Your main lead only have upper mid frequencies. Low mids, it's very lacking. That's why it sounds very thin. So mostly you're thing in this track on EQ, EQing your sounds properly. If you do that, I think that's okay. And also the breakdown, I like it, but maybe the leads could be pushed more in the volume. The pads are too loud. Again, I would make a little bit, tweaking on the volumes. So your breakdown melody could be much more in your face. But currently the pads and the melody are fighting. If you can fix that, I think this is a dope track, bro. Very nice one. I'm okay with YouTube links, but YouTube is so silent. We will have some struggle. So Dropbox and SoundCloud will be better, in my opinion. Okay, nice track, bro. Nice track. Nice track. Just work on the EQ and some volume balances. The track is finished already. The arrangement is super fresh. You know, it's remind me like the high-tech minimal from like Boris Brejcha. It's like a nice bounce, very minimalistic approach. I really enjoyed it. I would add some vocals, something to give some theme, you know, maybe some words, I don't know, something like that. And I think that the LFO sound is a little bit too sharp. I would give some attack to the synth so it would be more, you know, more blending more softly to the track. Currently, the hi-hats are also sharp. This LFO is sharp. I think they are kind of fighting with each other. Both of them are like tick, 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 you know, something like that. Other than that, the kick and bass very nice. I love how you know go to the drop from the breakdowns. The transition, all of them are extremely smooth. I love it, bro. I love it. I will have vocals for sure. And maybe all the ear candies, you have tons of good sounds, and maybe they are too silent. I will just give more volume to them. And other than that, maybe give a little bit more reverb to the sounds. Don't need to be too much, but maybe more wetness. Some short reverb, okay, but maybe more wet. So everything would be, you know, blend and glue better inside of the track. And overall, very nice, very nice. I love it. Push high-end drum setup. Yeah, also I'm seeing a nice feedback on your track from Maltino as well. You can check that out. Yellow says the idea is a little bit random. Also improve the mix of some instruments. Yeah, I agree. These points needs to be 12 and 12 more. So yeah, I think it feels random because maybe you need some vocals, you know, maybe some speech to, you know, start converting it some kind of story, you know, because this type of tracks needs a story behind this, and this is kind of lacking that. But I think a foundation is very nice. I will keep working on this one. Nice one, bro. Thanks for sending this banger.
Hey DJ, let me hit you with a song request. Hit me with that fresh, that new, that vibe, that groove, that one with that catchy beat. Oh, how'd that one go? Wait, hit him with the shit that go like ba-da-da, ba-da-da.
Yeah, I was checking the chat. Bro, the arrangement is very, very nice. I don't know the original track, but you nailed the arrangement, man. Like, especially the second drop.
Hit 'em with the shit that go like da 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 da. Okay.
Super sick, bro. You know, in this part, I will give more volume to the acid. Also, for your screeches, I will give more volume to. Yellow says, Samuel Moreiro. Yeah, I also had a tutorial about his style. Like, yeah, you could go that type of bass line, more dynamic. And for the bass line, I was kind of lacking a little bit, I don't know. Not sub, but maybe gritty, gritty bass. It could have much more. I don't know. I'm not the expert for this genre. The bass could be bigger. I can say that. I don't know how you would achieve this, but bass could be bigger. The main synth, the screeches, the acid, I will give it more volume. But overall, very nice track. People would play this in a club. No surprise. It's a decent. Yeah, maybe that's it, Again, the same problem. We don't have much low mid frequencies. Why everyone is dipping the low mids? You need these frequencies to make your bass big. You have your sub, yes, but it doesn't make sense on most of the speakers because most of the speakers can't produce this much lows. You need low mids and upper bass frequencies to make your bass sound full, sound more warm, more in your face, whatever you call it. Yeah, guys, that's it. Keep focusing on those frequencies. But rest, very nice. I will polish everything more in this track. Maybe give more boost from the, through the master. But overall, nice one, bro. You nailed it. The arrangement, you nailed it. Again, we are getting so nice feedback. If you guys in the chat right now, in the stream, watching the stream, please contribute, because I can't detect all the problems. My feedback is not ultimate, I'm just trying to give a couple feedbacks, but your feedback also matters as well. So let's help each other, talk in the chat, give advice, be polite to everyone, and yeah, let's feedback each other. Again, a guitar track, bro. You are very good on guitars. Yo, bro, you improved the track a lot since the last month. As I remember, you said you are playing the guitars, right? If so, currently the bam bam ba bam bam, this guitar, the main melody is mono, right? It's just one channel. So what I will do is, the vocal is mono, that guitar is mono. I will record the guitar a second time, exactly same riff, but a fresh recording, and I would hard pan left, hard pan right. Then you would have super wide guitars, and the vocal would stay in mono, and that's how I would mix and record the rock song. You have the same audio. So the problem is, if there is the same audio hard pan left right, it's not gonna make a difference because that's the same waveform. It's just gonna sound more loud but not wide. So yeah, to get width, you need a second take. And if you wanna be more perfectionist, I would have 3 takes, left, right, and very silent, a mid-panned one. But you gotta play it almost same, and you need to edit them so all the hits are kind of placing at the same time, because otherwise it will sound like a mess. But if you have the, playing right, editing it right, then it will sound amazing, because this track is based on guitars, so work more on the guitars and make the guitars the main element on the track. Besides that, the main synth, I agree with Yellow Punk, it lacks the body. It's too much low cut, it's very thin, and it's not making any sense currently. I know why you are doing that, because guitar, vocal, synth, it's too much, right? So but the synth is currently too weak, and maybe remove that, maybe change the sound of the synth, make something plucky, or maybe just give it more body and try to mix it better. Overall, you can mix this track better, but I can't say, of all the mixing issues, it's gonna take a lot of time. But mostly I would work more on the guitars, and then the solo guitars, most obviously gonna be mono. That's okay, I know that. But the other guitar, the main guitar, at least make it 2 takes, hard left pan left right. I think that's it, bro. It's a very nice track. Then I can imagine this project will be a mess right now. Just have a stem project, I don't know, maximum 20 stem, limit yourself 16 stem, whatever it is, and go to a fresh project and try to mix there. You will get much more clean result. And I love it, bro. Overall, it's super unique track, with a guitar, with nice melodic vocals. Everything is so nice in this track. Keep working on this one. Even if you can make it as good as you can, I think you can release it on a very good melodic techno label, because it has potential, bro. Yeah, for the vocal, I don't know. Where did you find it? Yellow says it's Suno. I don't know. For me, I don't know. Is Suno this good already? Maybe yes. And if it's Suno, be careful, because you will have some copyright issues, with Suno vocals. There are tons of news about it. No, nothing Suno. Perfect, bro. Yeah, even I post many videos about Suno, but I don't like Suno too. Honestly, I never used it so far, but I experimented a lot, because if for AI vocals, if you don't have enough money, or if you just wanna experiment with some track ideas, get inspired, I think that's usable. But to release a track in a big label, you can't use AI vocals, it's not gonna make sense. At least, it's okay. Maybe you generated your idea with Suno, but then make sure, and if you make a track around it, make sure to give it to a real human singer, and give that singer some, room to improvement, and then get real vocals. That's the way, guys. You can't. I don't know. You can just have only one shot words from Suno. Maybe that would okay. Like a pre-drop vocal, the underground, and drop. Maybe just one verse are okay, but with full a cappella, you will get some copyright issues for sure, and it's gonna sound so much artificial in the end. But to be inspired, to be practicing, you can just use it. Maybe Jackson Mason, Michael A.'s Ray will not contain Suno. I think I listened this track, but I didn't realize if it's Suno or not. Maybe we can ask Jackson about it.
You say the words that pull me close. Then a few months down the line, you leave me dancing with your ghost and tell me you need space and time. Cause it was good for a while till things got dark. You could see it in my smile when it fell apart. It was good for a while, but I hate your heart, oh no. So tell me why I'm magnetized to you, my firefly. Can't recognize the view. No, I can't see all the signs, all the lights. When I got you in my head, in my bed, all undressed, lose myself and I forget how it ends, start again, like there's nothing to it.
I think the arrangement-wise, I like the track. Just gonna say, when we listen the outro, again, the track needs a little bit more upper bass frequencies. Is your key C? Oh, very hard key to mix, C. Yeah, you need C3, probably as much as the sub in here. Let's say the last note of the bass in key. Yeah, I think it's key, but it's kind of gets too low. Maybe it's kind of maybe vanishing. I don't have any problems with the notes of the bass, but probably the bass is okay in the sub, but maybe upper bass C3 area, 120 hertz area needs some boost. In the No, I think in the outro the bass goes to root key, but in the drop it's just going to following a chord progression. Yeah, no problems as I hear. The vocals are kind of vanishing, especially in the last part of the drop. In this part, the vocals are kind of vanishing. Make sure nothing fights with the vocal at there. Yeah, the mixing mostly needs work. So the thing is, you have a first drop melody. And we never hear this melody again. Bum, ba, 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 ba. So it's only in here, never hearing this synth or this melody ever in the track. Maybe you can bring it back, before finishing the track in the outro or something like that. Because if you don't do that, this part is not making any sense. It's not, sounding belonging to the diss track. I will work on this.
Down the line, you leave me dancing with your gold.
Vocals are kind of distorting. Maybe overprocessed, maybe some work on some gain staging. And like this part is too silent, but the climax is too loud. Maybe you can try to find more balance there. This breakdown synth, which is the same sound in the drop synth, needs, I don't know, better mixing in my opinion. Maybe it's too dry, I think it's too dry and too clicky. I will try to work on the stacks a little bit, maybe give some attack to some of the layers, and maybe give more volume, more reverb. It's too dry and, too clicky, I think. I think that kick fits a trance kick, but it needs a better balance with the bass. And the note of C is so hard, guys. I wish you luck mixing that. It's one of the hardest keys to mix, in my opinion. Personally, C is my hardest one to mix because it's too high or too low. Yeah. Oops. Excellent. You can ask Hyper about some personal feedback because he's expert in this style. Here, maybe also, what about the side chains of the lead? Which DAW are you using? Is it Ableton? Because I feel like the sidechain is a little bit might off from the drop lead. And I know in Ableton, the kickstart has some bugs. There's some workaround to fix it. Maybe I'm hearing that. It feels a little bit off, but I'm not sure. It feels like the bass groove, sidechain groove, and the leads are, in terms of sidechain, is not pumping at the same time. So it's used. Then if that's a fail, it shouldn't have this sync problem on the kickstart. But double check the sidechain of the lead. Maybe you can have a different preset. Maybe you're over processing it. I don't know. Mostly nice, solid idea, especially the breakdown and the drop melody. I love the melody, bro. Melody is so good. But if you want to get detailed, on point feedback, just go Hyper. Where are you, Hyper? You always come to my streams. He's not here today. Yeah, just ask him, bro. He will give you a proper, detailed feedback because he's just releasing in this style, And yeah, thanks for this banger, guys. Again, the melody touched my heart. That's super important. Work on the mixing and do something in the first drop. Thanks for this banger again. So Unique and Yellow Punk. Yes, I'm gonna be ADA, and guys, I'm gonna play in 2 gigs. Yeah. In Wednesday, I'm gonna play in Kurai Label Night, and Friday, I'm gonna play at Next Chapter Label Night. I hope I see you there. Are you gonna come? Unique and Yellow, are you gonna be? Yeah, he's just working on another trance song. I bet, bro. Yellow, are you gonna come to Amsterdam this year? That would be awesome to meet. Nice. Anyone coming to ADA this year? Who will I see in Amsterdam? Maybe we can make a meet and greet, We can hang sometime, chill, meet with each other. Unexpected, for sure. Even with the waveform, everything is extremely distorted, clipped. I don't know. Because this is like, if you do it on purpose, don't do it, because it's like destroying all the dynamics of the track. There's only distortion I hear.
Is that in the kitchen?
No, bro, I'm not gonna listen this. Because it's gonna sound bad on the stream. Even like I see my faders are going red, unfortunately. I'm super sorry I don't skip tracks. But there are some error in mastering, I don't know, maybe in mixing. Yeah, rest in peace, ears and headphones. I'm super sorry, bro. Why did you distort this too much? Did you do it on purpose? Yeah, too much distortion. Unfortunately, I gotta skip this, bro. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm gonna maybe fast skip this one too. Overall, the sound is very quiet. Mastering wise, I think it's very silent. And if you can see that, you don't have any high frequencies. After 3K, you pretty much have a high cut. This one is yours, max. You have a high cut. Did you do this on mastering EQ? Yeah, don't cut your high frequencies. Never cut it, bro. Never. The melody and the kick and bass, I like this vibe, this old school, hard techno. This vibe is nice. I'm into it. But we need high frequencies. Currently, if there's no high frequencies, the sound is gonna sound pushed to the back, It's not gonna play present, and it's not gonna be hearable. Yeah, shrunts. Yeah, I was searching for this word. Thanks, Yellow. Yeah, I love this kick and bass. This kick sample, bass sample is nice. The melody is nice. The plugs are on point, but don't high cut. And also give more volume to your master. And you know what you could do? Try to find a similar track and exactly copy the arrangement. You know, if that track has some pad, put a pad. You know, if that track has some ARP, put any ARP you like. You know, the best you can do. The main point is to try to steal the arrangement, but the point is to learn while you are, you know, exactly copying some other track. In several attempts, you will be able to understand which sounds you should use in your tracks. You know, you are a new producer. That's super nice, bro. Just, you know, enjoy the journey. You know, producing is super fun. Enjoy the journey. And if you're stuck, just steal from other people's ideas. That's okay. To learn, you know, of course, for educational purposes. Overall, a little bit too repetitive. Also, the sounds could be polished better. What do you guys think? You know, this pop, 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 pop. This one could have more reverb, especially some delays. Because if you are trying to make psychedelic music, you know, give us tons of delay, tons of ear candy. That's very important. But currently, the foundation is nice, but overall the details are missing.
You know, I really think this is a funny thing.
Yeah, too dry.
But if all the people that took acid, you know, the people that I know that have taken acid, we can look out at the other people that haven't, and they can tell us we're crazy, and we can say, well, you haven't seen anything yet, because there are things that are more beautiful. Took acid.
The heads are a little bit too sharp. We need also tones of automations in the hi-hats, for example. That kind of delays. It's hard to make it with my mouth. But you got the points, bro. Try to be more, work more on the details, put more ear candies, automate all the sounds. The foundation is nice, but I think it's too stable, especially for a psychedelic type of track. But thanks for sending this one, bro. There's room to work more on this one. Keep digging, keep digging. What you play on free time? So, my free time, I'm playing currently Animal Crossing New Leaf from my Nintendo 3DS. That's my free time game. 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day. To play video games, I literally, organize my time, and I was scheduling myself. Okay, tonight I'm gonna play 2 hours of Path of Exile 2, and sometimes I'm playing Monster Hunter Rise, maybe Monster Hunter Wilds as well. It depends. But if I wanna, currently I'm playing Xenoblade Chronicles. There's 3 of JRPGs in Nintendo Switch. I just find time to start it. I only play one video game with story, and others are just for chill, just for grind, just for some dopamine rush. But just one game with story. Before Xenoblade, I just finished Resident Evil 9, which was okay. It was good to play with Leon again. I'm a big fan of him. So yeah, guys, I'm playing a lot of games. This PC is powerful for PC gaming, but Nintendo Switch and Nintendo 3DS, I'm still playing tons of games in that consoles. It's overall nice, that's not I usually listen or give feedback, but I think the 808s could be more distorted. What do you think? The sub is nice, but again, the warmth is not you can see that there's nothing on the upper frequencies if your key is B. I don't know, maybe not B, but yeah. Maybe D sharp. Yeah, D sharp. We don't have any frequency in here. Yeah, I'm listening to chat. Funny guys. The synths also could be polished a little bit. Maybe they are too thin and that synth. Maybe more OTT, a little bit wetness, maybe more delay reverb. I would put that. Overall very nice, but maybe it's too clean, you know, especially the 808 is too clean. I will work on it, maybe parallel processing also in the master. Maybe you can saturate whole mix a little bit. Maybe you can use a tape saturation or just a tape emulation to get a little bit, I don't know, that old school vibe. Yeah, then a vocal, obviously. But nice one, bro. Nice one. Not my style, but still nice production. But still, you can, you know, polish it. That makes a normal beat to pro level. That's in the little couple details.
I wanna dance in the lights. I wanna rock your body. I wanna go for a ride. Hop in the music and rock your body. Rock your body, rock. Rock your body, rock. Rock your body, rock. I wanna rock right now. I wanna dance in the lights. I wanna rock your body. I wanna go for a ride. Hop in the music and rock your body. Rock your body, rock. Rock your body, rock. Rock your body, rock. I wanna rock right now.
You know, the arrangement, it's dope, bro. It's very nice. Runema says something missing with the bass. The groove is awesome, but maybe again I would boost more of the bass frequencies other than sub to make the bass bigger. But overall, you are lacking the mids and highs a lot. You know, this is how you should mix the track. When the drums and kick and bass are playing, you know, the low end and the high end in the span should be equal. But your high end is extremely lacking, you know. It's like maybe 10 dB less. And then the mid frequencies are pretty much not exist in the track. That's why we mostly hear the kick, a little bit bass, but then we don't hear much of the stuff. They are like too pushed to the back. The second drop synth is very thin by... You know, these spikes, this synth, they should be a lot of covering the spectrum, a lot of. You just mix the kick and sub too loud, but rest, you know, I can't hear it. So all you gotta do is, bro, just have this curve. I'm gonna show off. like it should be like this. You need what's going on? I don't want this. Yeah. Your frequencies should be like this. You know. Currently this area is missing. This area is missing. They should have like this in the red graphic. You know. Can I stretch this? You know, if I want to fix your mix, can I stretch this? I'm not using. Yeah. Yes, like this. And like. And like this. Yeah, you know, you got my point. I hope it should be look like this. I mean, not like this. Definitely. That's it, bro. If you can do that, I think this track is dope. Nice one, nice one. Dude, I love it. The melody touched my heart, bro. I really enjoyed the melody. You know, the transition needs work. In here, it's too empty. Maybe you can have delay tails, an automated flanger, phaser, bit crushers. I don't know, you know. Try to fill this part with some good tail from the main melody. Unique says main melody is a little bit loud. Maybe yes, but I'm okay with it. You know, I think it's personal preference. Maybe a little bit loud. I agree. but it's okay on my end. The hi-hats are too stable. Maybe sidechain just a little bit with kickstart or whatever it is, so it would pump more with the kick. And other than that, sometimes melody stops, and maybe you can have a counter melody there because it gets too empty. I was expecting some answer melody, but there's nothing there. Maybe check it out. But very nice track, bro. Nice. Congrats. I love it. I accept anything, but unfortunately I gotta go soon. Yeah, we are coming to end of the stream almost. Maybe one more after this one. The same problem. The sub is nice, the bass is good, but the upper bass, the frequencies not exist. You can always see this on span. This frequency is kind of empty. Always fill it with bass.
Let's go. Let's go.
I mean, not bad, but mixing needs work. The bass lines are not heavy enough. The screeches are kind of too sudden. The fake drop part, I would work on it more. The breakdown, maybe it's not fitting exactly. The sounds, the breakdown plug comes too sudden, and then we go to screech drop again. Overall is nice, but I think mostly the mixing needs tons of work. Can't say fix this. It's there are too much stuff to think. We need to examine the track for sure, but work more, especially start with the kick and bass, maybe get some reference track, and first make a very solid low end, and then try to work on the sounds and polishing. And it's a little bit dirty. Yeah, the mixing needs more work, and I would work more on the breakdown as well. Maybe second drop was too sudden. That was my feedback. It's a fast track, less than 2 minutes. I think it's okay, but maybe you could extend it a little bit and take your time before the second drop and make a little bit better breakdown. So yeah, that's it, bro. Okay, last track. Let's go. And if I don't listen your track, there's always next time. I'm doing these streams monthly. And if you really need feedback, you can check the memberships of my Patreon and YouTube. I'm providing one-on-one feedback over email, guys. So, if you want to take this seriously, check my Patreon. You can find the link in the description. And yeah, I'm sure it's going to help you a lot on your, production. We are gonna talk about your track over that month until we both think the track is finished. Like a one-on-one mentorship, nice one, nice one. I'm glad we are ending the stream with a big room. Again, I love this type of big room. This stream, most of the tracks got the same issue in my end, which is the sub and the kick is overpowered, but the rest of the bass, there's not much frequencies going on. Same on this track. I think that the bass is kind of too loud, bro. And that's why it's like sometimes in the drop, even I hear some clipping, of the maximizer or the limiter on the mastering, try to keep it because the kick and the sub is too loud. So I would lower it a little bit and make sure I give a little bit more frequencies for the bass area. You see, like in these frequencies, we don't have much bass. The sub is very powerful, but the rest, just lower the sub and the kick just a little bit. Because the very sub frequencies are kind of too powered, The first drop melody, I love it, but maybe the synth could have some automations, or maybe you can have two synths, call and response kind of thing. Especially in the second part, I was expecting that, but we were hearing the same lead and same melody. Maybe need some variation, I will do that. The breakdown is nice, the build-up is nice. Second drop is like a progressive type of big room. I like it, very old Rios type of tracks. It's good, bro. It's overall very nice, but work a little bit more on the mixing aspect. So guys, that was it today. Yeah, we almost here more than almost 2 hours, kind of. Yeah, there are still demos that I couldn't listen, but unfortunately my time is super limited. I'm doing my best to give you these streams. Always check my Patreon and like this stream, so it's good for the channel. The likes are very good for the algorithm. It would help me a lot. If you have any questions, always write me on Instagram. I'm gonna try to answer all of the questions. Yeah, guys, it's already nighttime in here. It's almost sleep time for me. As a dad who wakes up at 6 in the morning. Yeah. See you next time, guys, and I hope I see you on ADA, Amsterdam Dance Event. 4 months. I'm super excited. I have 2 gigs there. I hope we can meet and you can watch me playing my favorite tunes and we can hang together. Keep it in touch. Love you guys.